Hey everyone! Today's video is about when he breaks your arm in an argument. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Let's get going. You and Bakugou had been arguing all day, and it was beginning to get tiresome. You were both stubborn and headstrong, so it was difficult to come to an agreement on anything. But this time, the argument had escalated beyond anything you had experienced before. I can't believe you're still so stubborn about this. Bakugou growled, clenching his fists at his side. Can't you see that I'm right? I can't believe you're being so unreasonable. You shot back, your own fists clenched tightly. You're not even willing to listen to my side of things. Bakugou's eyes narrowed dangerously, and you knew that you had pushed him too far. He stepped towards you, his body tense and ready for a fight. I don't have to listen to your bullshit. He spat. You're just too weak to admit when you're wrong. You couldn't take it anymore. The anger that had been building over inside you all day was boiling, and you didn't care about the consequences. Not anymore. I'm not weak, you shouted, stepping forward to meet him. I can handle anything you throw at me. Bakugou's hand shot out, and before you knew it, he had grabbed your arm and twisted it painfully. You cried out in pain as your arm snapped, and you crumbled to the ground in agony. Bakugou stood over you, looking down at you with a mixture of anger and regret. I didn't mean to do that, he muttered, his voice low. I don't know. Tears streamed down your face as you clutched at your broken arm, unable to move. Get away from me, you sobbed, pushing Bakugou away with your good arm. I never want to see you again. Bakugou looked like he wanted to say something, but he just stood there for a moment before turning and walking away. You were left alone on the ground, feeling broken and alone. It took several weeks for your arm to heal, and during that time, you tried your best to avoid Bakugou, but he was everywhere you looked, and you couldn't escape the memories of that terrible day. One day, as you were walking down the hallway, you heard someone calling your name. You turned to see Bakugou standing there, looking more vulnerable than you had ever seen him before. I'm sorry, he said, his voice barely a whisper. I never meant to hurt you like that. I didn't know what came over me. He didn't know what to say. Part of you wanted to forgive him, to believe that he really was sorry. But another part of you couldn't forget the pain he had caused you. I don't know if I can forgive you, you said, your voice trembling with emotion. You hurt me, Bakugou. That's not something that just goes away. Bakugou nodded, looking down on the ground. I understand, he said quietly. But I want you to know that I'll do anything to make it up for you. Anything. You looked at him for a moment, trying to read his expression. Finally, you nodded slowly. Okay, you said, your voice low. We can try to move past this. But you have to promise me that nothing like that will ever happen again. Bakugou nodded, a look of determination on his face. I promise, he said. I'll do whatever it takes to make things right between us. And so, slowly but surely, you and Bakugou began to rebuild your relationship. It wasn't easy, and there were moments when you felt like giving up. But Bakugou was always there for you, trying his best to make amends for what you had done. He started by bringing you food and helping you with your homework, a small gesture to show that he cared. And as time went on, he became more and more determined to prove himself to you. One day, he asked you to meet him at the training grounds. You were hesitant at first, unsure of what he had planned, but when you arrived, you saw that he had set up an obstacle course, complete with targets and obstacles. "What is this?" you asked, looking at Bakugou in confusion. "It's a training course. I want to help you get stronger, so that you can defend yourself if you need to," he said, a hint of excitement in his voice. You looked at him, surprised by his sudden generosity. But as you started to run the course, you realized that he was serious. He was pushing you to be your best, to overcome your weaknesses, and become stronger. It wasn't easy, but you were able to go through it. And as you completed the course, you felt a sense of pride and accomplishment that you hadn't felt in a long time. Bakugo was right. You needed to be strong, not just physically, but mentally as well. Over the coming weeks and months, Bakugo continued to help you train and improve yourself. And as you grew stronger, you began to see him in a new light. He wasn't just the angry, hot-headed boy you had argued with. He was someone who cared deeply about you and who wanted to help you be your best. It wasn't long before you found yourself falling for him, despite everything that had happened between you. And one day, as you were training together, you found the courage to finally tell him about how you felt, confess to him about your love. "I love you, Bakugou," you said, looking up at him with tears in your eyes. "I know we've had our problems, but I can't imagine my life without you now." Bakugou looked at you for a long moment, his expression unreadable. But then he smiled, a genuine, heartful smile that made your heart skip a beat. "I love you too," he said, taking your hand in his. "And I'll do everything in my power to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again." And so, you and Bakugo began a new chapter, a new relationship, one based on trust and understanding, and love. It wasn't always easy, but you knew that as long as you had each other, you could overcome anything that came your way. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you liked this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Goodbye!